Good day, welcome to the tutorial session for the reviewers. So this portal accommodates three sets of people: the internal master guide, the reviewers, and then the observers. So as a reviewer, once you get the link that will be sent to you, that will be shared with you, you will land on this page, right, where you get to see these three access point to access point to various rules, and then other information that surrounds the Master Guide Club, as far as the conference is concerned. So we're interested in the reviewers panel, right? So click access reviewers panel, and then that will take you to the reviewers panel, right? So I'll be using a fresh account, right? Once you get the default password as well, and once you log in, because it's a fresh account, you land on this page, right? Because you have not changed your password, right? So put in the default password I was sent to you, or communicated with you, and then put in your new password, right? So then you click on update, right? So depending on your internet speed, you get a response when that loads. So it says the new password field must contain at least one symbol. So your password must have uppercase, lowercase, numbers, and then symbols, right? So I'm going to change that password to conform to that. You get the appropriate information once you are trying to set up yours. All right, so I've changed that and I'm updating my password. Password updated successfully. It will log me out so that I can then log in afresh with the new password. Right, so I'm going to do that. All right, so it welcomes you to the portal. You see your name here, right? So this R2 is just reviewer 2. So whatever your name is, you see the first letter of your surname and your first name, right? So to the top right corner here, you can click on this. I'm using a dark theme. By default, you might most likely see a light theme like what you have right now, but I prefer the dark theme, so you can choose whatever you want to choose, whatever works for your eyesight. So I'm going to enable the dark theme, right? I can also come here and then change my password, right? So you see your details, right? You can click on this link, or you can use this button to change your password. So it tries to get your current password, and then you put in a new password. Again, password must be at least 8 characters with uppercase, lowercase, numbers, and symbols. You confirm the new password, and then you update, right? When you're done, when you want to log out, you sign out, right? Note that once you update your password, it will automatically log you out, right? But once you're done with anything you want to do and you want to sign out, please just click here to sign out, or you come to the dashboard and click on this button to sign out. So currently you don't have any task assigned to you. You don't have any submission rather assigned to you. You have not completed any, and there are no pending tasks as well, right? This is the menu to where you see the reviews, submissions that you're about to review. You want to change your password, and that way to go about that. So I'm going to assign a task to this reviewer. I'm going to assign to task to this reviewer so that we can be able to see how the reviewers panel works. So just give me a minute so I can quickly do that. So the administrator will assign a task to reviewers. So reviewers will only get tasks, right, submissions from people that are not within his local church or district. Right, so you only be assigned tasks from outside your district, right? So now you can see that as I was assigning the task, right, it's popped up here. So we have total assigned 2, and of course total pending 2, right? So I come to this submissions to review menu item here. I can see them here, right? So this is from Abeokuta. This person is from Abeokuta district, right? And then that's all we can know about that. And so if I want to review, I just click on the button review, right? Click on the button review. Okay. Here you get to see the person's name, right? The student's ID and other information about the person. the details of the task, the section it belongs to, the training program, the maximum score for that particular task. So by default, all tasks have 10 points maximum, right? This is submitted file, right? If a student has assigned a note or has sent you a note, this, maybe giving you additional information about the submission, you see that here as well. But for this submission, no note was assigned, right? So, so we can see the evaluation, right? So down here is that evaluation. But before we go to the evaluation, let's see the student's submission, right? So I can click on this preview file. Okay, and then this is also the student submitted, right? So the student submitted, right? You can zoom in, right? You can zoom out. You can just do that either by clicking on this plus sign or the minus sign here. Right? You can zoom into your own view, right? So please repeat that you just read and then make your comments, as much as possible, right? So once you're done going through it or reading it, or there are things you want to point out, you have gone through it, you feel it's okay, signatures are there based on the nature of the submission, right? You can close it, right, and then go ahead to review the candidate, right? So here we have 5 criteria, 0 met, right? Points awarded. So this is just going to show you some of what has been submitted, right? And of what you are going to review. So the first criteria is content quality, right? Okay, this person met content quality, right? Once you click on that, you then get the box to enter the score, right? So this person so the total points for this content quality is 3, right? You can see what content quality means: accuracy, relevance, and depth of content provided, right? So out of 3, this person got 2.5, right? If you want to put a comment, fine. If you want to put a comment, you can leave it, right? Organization and structure, here made the requirement, right? Probably it's just getting 1, right? Can then drop a comment, please. Make sure please align your document, something like that, right? Completeness, right? So let's assume the students or these candidates rather met all the requirements, right? 2, for this presentation and formatting, tried 1.5, right? For this timeliness, right? So depending on internet speed, right, the points where I'm going to award the points might take some time. So for this, you got maybe 0.5. But for this, we play that all of them should get 1 because it's a control system, and once they submit before the deadline, right, you should get 1 point, right? If you want to put other comments, like I said, for each of the criteria, you can put those comments, right? Now, once you are done, there are different statuses here, right? The first one is mark as completed, needs revision, and the last one is still in review, right? So still in review means, okay, I've started reading it, but I'm not done, right? I'm not done. So because I'm not done, I can leave it as still in review, right? And then I can save changes. Before that, I can start to calculate the student's score, right? So but you cannot do this because you are not done. So I just save changes, right? Save changes, right? So it's there, right? It's in progress. You've started, but you have not finished, so it's still in progress, right? And then still in review. So, but I can come back and then see all that I've entered, right? So I can come back after a while. Maybe I now preview to continue reading, what I started earlier on, right? You can do that, and then once you are done, right, I can say, okay, this submission needs revision, right? I want the student to revise it, but I can also do mark as completed. Alright, so once I say mark as completed, so let's do mark as completed now. So we are done reading everything, we are satisfied with that submission, right? And then I can put the score, right? So instead of you going to calculate all the scores one after the other, we just use this button, calculate score from rubrics. Once you click on that, it will calculate all the scores you have entered. So the student has scored 8/10, Now when you do the addition, it will definitely get 8/10. And so you can now put your overall comments. Okay, very good. And great job. Whatever I want to put. If you put needs revision, right? If you choose needs revision will accept a score as well, right? So maybe out of 10, the candidates got maybe 5 or 2, right? So you want the student to improve on it, and you must have given the candidates areas of improvement, what you want them to improve on, right? Then you calculate the score. If it's 2, it's going to be there, and then you put your general comment. The comment here is the overall comment, while the comment here speaks to each of these criteria, right? So once we are done, so let's just mark this as completed, since the student has a good score. For this notified student, right, you can click on this button, though for now we're still working on that part. But once you click on notified student, you will send SMS, right, to that student, especially once it needs revision, right? We'll send SMS to the student so that the candidate can know that the work is submitted needs revision, right? So once you're done, grading all that you need to grade, right, I can then submit review, and says once you submit this review with completed status, the score will be locked and cannot be changed without admin approval. Are you sure you want to proceed? Oh yes, I want to proceed. If you want to cancel it and then make amends, right? But if you want to proceed, just click on that, submit review, and then yes, submit and lock score. So it changes from in progress to completed. When you go to your dashboard, so you have total assigned, 1 completed, 1 pending, right? 1 pending. So let's assume that let's pick up the second one. So it might be a long tutorial because for the viewers it's just a single task, right? But it might be cumbersome a little bit, and it will strengthen you. So for the second submission, right, it might be the same student, it might be another student, so you might not review the same student for all tasks, right, for all requirements, right? So it might vary, right? It doesn't matter. I want to just randomize it as much as possible. So this is second submission, right? You can zoom in, you can zoom out, you can go through it and see what has been submitted. This loading PDF that is showing here, we'll check that out, but you can still go through it for now and then read all that you need to read. So for this, let's assume the student didn't do so well. Okay, yeah, so we can see the student's notes. Yeah, so please, this is the detailed report, right? There's the student's note, right? So but let's assume in this case the student didn't do so well. So for this, out of 3, maybe scored 1, right? For the organization, it didn't meet the requirements, right? You can drop a comment here, please, the work and organize properly, right? So let's say for completeness, maybe the candidate got 1 point here, right? Presentation format, you didn't meet that. Timeliness, okay, made that, right? And we give them 1 point here, right? So let's say this want to choose needs revision. I don't know why it's showing a white icon. I'll check that also, but that's needs revision here, right? So don't forget, once you choose needs revision or completed, it will give you the box for the score. But if you click still in review, it will take away that score, because it means you are not done reviewing, and we don't want to send any score to the back end, right? So I just put needs revision, right? And then I can calculate the score from the rubrics. So this student got 3 or scored 3. I say please the work or modify and resubmit, right? So right, so I can submit this, right? I can submit that. And since you're about to submit a review that requires revision, the student will be notified and can submit their work. Are you sure you want to proceed? Yes. So you see, this is not locking the score, right? So this is in progress, but you see underneath we see needs revision, right? Needs revision. So when you go to your dashboard, you might still see it as in progress. That's because it still needs revision, right? It still needs revision. So that's how to grade a student. But there's one more thing. Let's look at this one that has a status of completed. Right, let's open that. Let's click on the review. Now we have graded the student, but maybe later on discover that we have made a mistake, or for some reasons that they need to update the score, and things like that. We made a mistake. You cannot come here and then change the score. Right. Once you check here, you see it says for the review status, it says review log status, review completed, modification requires admin approval. Right. So at this point, you can now make a request if there's any to change that. Oh, I want to change this score. Right. So once you do submit modification request, it gives you a pop-up. Please explain why you need to modify this completed review. I made a mistake. With the criteria, with one of the criteria, whatever reason. Of course, it must be a tangible reason. You submit your request, and once you submit your request, it goes to the admin. Right, so it shows pending. Reason I made a mistake. Admin's comment. No comment yet. So at this point, it goes to the admin. The admin will get to see that a request has been made, right, to resubmit a particular score. So from the admin panel, the admin can view it. Right, I'm not showing that right now, but I'm doing that on that system. So the admin can decide to approve or reject that request. Right, if the admin approves it, it will tell you, okay, let's try to be careful. Next time. You just say, okay, please take your time next time. Okay, next time. That's something. So the admin can approve that, right? And once the admin approves that, right, you get to know, right? So we're still working on the SMS part where you can receive SMS and things like that. But from time to time, just feel free to check your dashboard, right, to see if there's an approval. The admin can also contact you for now to tell that has been approved. So this has been approved. Let's see now. So we can see now that the status is now modifiable, right? Modifiable. I can review that now. So, and then you see, this was the reason I gave, and this is the admin's comment, the date and time. This will remain in history, right? And that's why we need to be careful with this feature, right? We don't go to just modify results in that. So we are keeping track of this, right? For this particular submission and the candidates, right? So you can come and then say, okay, at this point I give the students 1.5 instead of 2, right? I'm going to give the students 2, right? And then mark as complete, and then I do submit. Don't forget I changed that to 2, right? But the total score was not updated. So you can see score validation error, score mismatch, manual score 8 does not match the rubric total 8.5, so they must match. And so to avoid that, just click on calculate score from rubrics, and then it will update the score for you. You don't need to calculate anything by yourself, right? So I can now submit. Finally, right, yes, and then I lock the score. Okay, yeah, so for that's that about that. So you can request resubmission, and then that's fine. For the one in progress, let's assume the student has reviewed, you can always come back. You will also get a notification, but for now we're still working on that part. You can come and then preview the file, check if the candidate has made modification. If after a while, right, the candidate don't make modification, or just the modification was not really suitable, and you have tried your best, right, you can just put all your documentation or your comments, right, and then state everything. So let's assume after everything the student just got maybe additional points, maybe 2 points, right, 5, right. You just all the best. So here you I've tried, we just want to mark it as completed. Student modified, but well, this is what the student still got. It's fine. If the student has improved what you ask him to improve drastically, of course, the score should also reflect that. And then I can then do my calculation from rubrics. I'm not sure if I've done that before. Okay, yeah, and then I just submit, mark as completed. So when you are reviewing a document, I mean, when you request for a submission, by the time you are reviewing it again, make sure that you check mark as completed, right? So you can see both of them are completed, right? And then when I check my dashboard, yeah, 2 assigned, 2 completed, 0 pending, right? And I can see the time when that was done, the total score I gave the students, and things like that, right? So from time to time, you'll be getting submissions assigned to you. Please kindly check them out and take our time to review and then submit uh, your grades, right? If there are issues, just kindly reach the master guide committee members, or anyone you can just reach out to, just speak with us and then we'll resolve it. Apologies that this took a long time, but that's everything about the review portal. So we don't want to bore you with too many tutorials on like the candidates. Right, so that'll be all for now. Thank you. And at the end of everything, I can decide to sign out, which is always advisable. So please sign out. Right, and that's it. Thank you.